first drove into Diamond Path Place, I could see an attractive neighborhood, had a really nice established feel with some big shade trees. But once I did a more thorough, close inspection, as with most properties built in a similar time frame, I could see how the weather had been taking a toll on the siding and other materials. So getting a closer look at the fascia and the siding, you can see a lot of deterioration with some of these chunks of paint peeling off, completely clean off the siding. It's rotted enough. See some big cracks in the fascia, as well as some pretty big cracks in the siding. See some nail pops where we got some loose siding pulling those nails out. See a lot of rotted wood, and especially where the siding meets the roofing, you get a lot of areas that there's not as much coverage of the overhang, as well as rainwater hitting it and even hitting the roof, splashing back up onto it, melting snow that deteriorates it as well. Wall penetrations like this air conditioning line like you see here are maintenance items that need to be looked at every so often. In this case, it's caulked around and starting to deteriorate from weathering, which is common. So really important to look at these, recalk them when needed. When we're residing, typically what we'll do for a more permanent fix or more permanent way to keep out water is some sort of flashing, maybe a split block or some other way that's going to keep water out long term. Paint and stain not only give a visual appearance to a home, but also it helps protect the siding product. For example, in this case it's cedar. After a while, this starts to crack, it starts to peel, and in this case you can tell that they painted over some of these bad spots, and those bad spots are peeling because they're loose and there's nothing really solid to stick to it. So really you should be scraping this off, getting it clean, getting it solid. But if that wood product below it is starting to decay and rotting like it is commonly in this neighborhood, that paint and stain product just does not stick to it, and you're just going to continuously be painting and staining, and it's not going to stay, it's not going to last. Chimneys in general are really important for us to look at because they often go unnoticed. They're on a roof, people don't really see them. Brick chimneys, things that we're going to be looking for. Good flashing, there's some flashing underneath here, and then this is counter flashing. It's got a riglet system ground into here. This looks like it was done really well, should last really long, shouldn't need a lot of maintenance, but should also look at it. Looking for grout, this grout looks pretty good. It's intact pretty well. There's some issues with some of the brick. This is deteriorating a little bit, some chunks have fallen off. We're also looking at the cap, making sure that looks good. It's not cracked, it's not starting to deteriorate. This one looks pretty good. So these wood chimneys can really take a beating because they're exposed more with no overhangs. They're really getting weathered quicker. You can see a lot of it happening down here. And in a case like this, if we're re-roofing, what we would do is we'd frame in what we call as a cricket. It's kind of like think of a tent. And what it does, it'll deflect rainwater going each way and it won't get trapped in here. So rainwater, melting snow can all get trapped in here, rot the wood a lot quicker, and typically will eventually leak into the home. Doors are a big maintenance item as well, especially with these wood door frames, and after a while they can start to rot in these corners here where water seeps in. Down on the bottoms where rainwater, snow, melting snow will often sit here and just rot it away. It's still functioning, but it is deteriorating, and it can do more harm if it's not maintained, if it's not replaced sooner than later. These garage door jambs can deteriorate a little bit quicker than some of the other materials as well, especially lower down where they're a little bit less protected from the overhangs above. Then you get water that'll splash up from the rain, from the concrete, so kind of hitting it twice, melting snow, and people running into it can chip off some of the paint that helps protect it. So like in this case, a lot of these garage door jambs are deteriorated a little bit more in this neighborhood. So again, Diamond Path Place is a beautiful property, and feel it's important to establish the best course of action to protect the community's investment for decades to come.